Hello everyone, welcome back to another gameplay playthrough here on my channel. Hope you guys have been patient with me. Been a little bit since I've done one of these. Had a whole set to release there and kind of dive into, so no further ado, here we go. We're going to try something I've been wanting to try for quite a while. The Whole New World kind of ramp deck there. It's kind of a hybrid between a ramp deck and kind of a Wheel of Fortune deck if you're familiar with Magic, where you're just trying to take advantage of a whole new world. Being able to utilize these 7 cards you get off of it way better than your opponent does in a way more efficient manner. Now, what I've tried to do here is take a lot of elements that I like from the ramp decks, which is Bell and Fishbone Quill, two of the ways to play additional resources out so you can play more things off the 7 cards drawn each time you do it than your opponent. One of the other interesting parts of it is that you can play more of an aggressive curve where you have Aurora into Aurora, the bigger one, and you shifting into that lets you sing with it immediately. So on turn 3, if you're going first, you likely have about 2 cards left in your hand. Your opponent might have, somewhere between 5 or 6 having gone second, and just going up 4 cards on them, making that difference there doesn't really matter. Trivial, I should say, is a good way to take advantage of it. One of the key elements I think I was missing from this deck was playing 4 Hades. Now, I've spoken a lot about being uninkable, how uninkables are a bit weary. You should play a certain number of them, but I think that Fishbone Quill takes a bit of the sting out of the game there. And you're usually going to have either Fishbone Quill or Whole New World if you're kind of struggling on resources there, and shifting into Aurora means you can Whole New World with much less ink already in play. So I had at some point here the shift Captain Hook, the 5-cost one, to do a similar effect to Aurora, but it ended up being a little bit too many uninkables here, and I kind of decided against it. One thing you will note here is only 3 Fire the Cannons and 3 Grab Your Swords there. I had 4 Fire the Cannons and no Grab Your Swords at some point, but being able to sing it pretty easily is a big advantage you do have, and you kind of do need sweeping effects to kind of get back into the game. And I was actually kind of lacking a little bit in that department as far as big effects if you didn't draw a Whole New World. But yeah, big fan of it. Tinkerbell, of course, staple in any kind of steel deck. Let It Go, I think, is one of the key Sapphire cards that goes into every Sapphire deck there as well. 1-cost Captain Hook to kind of contest the board early, though we're not looking to play it out unless we have a setup for a Whole New World early. We need as many inkables as we can, because we are running, I would say, a bit on the high amount, even though if you look at it, only 7, 14 is a bit high. I've seen some decks playing tons more, and I'm kind of baffled. I think it's going to be a learning curve for some people, even in those, Ruby, Amethyst control decks that are playing upwards of 20, even though some of them are going beyond 60 cards, which I think is kind of laughable. In all honesty, I think it's kind of a joke and just a learning curve to kind of get to the point where you realize you just shouldn't do that, and you should build your deck a little bit more proactive or a little bit more consistently. But anyway, without further ado, here we have some utility cards. The Beast is that slot that Captain Hook occupied, which I kind of like the Beast. I want another Singer. I want it to be inkable and have some utility against some of their decks there, killing opposing Fishbone Quills or opposing what's the card here? Magic Mirror or Beast Mirror is pretty powerful. Primarily, our win condition is going to be Bell, also Hades, and just Tinkerbell being in play, questing 2 at a time is plenty. We can test the ground early, primarily with Prince Eric. Prince Eric is continuing to impress me. It is just a well-statted card that dodges some of the early removal like Fire the Cannons, trades up with almost everything that you'd want it to trade into against, and kind of pairs nicely with Smash or Fire the Cannons to take down an opposing, whether it be Tinkerbell, if they have a Tinkerbell that's a 4/5, Eric plus Fire the Cannons, or Eric plus Smash to kill Hades or something like that. But it's a solid card. I expected to see a lot of play for those who are in the know with Steel. But yeah, that's enough about that. Let's get into what I'm going to call the deck Blue Steel. As you can see right here, Blue Steel. Oh yeah. Anyway, enough of that. I think I just have it listed here as Shift Whole New World, which is fine. Yep. But let's get to the games. You can get kind of clogged in your hand if you don't have a Quill. How the deck plays out is it does empty its hand pretty quickly, and the 2 slots I'd probably use would be the Beasts. They do help answer some mirrors and stuff like that, but when you don't draw Whole New World, you kind of want something to kind of get ahead. Because as you saw there, we were just playing out the top a lot, and I think those could be 2 Beast Mirrors, not 4, because it doesn't happen as often, and you don't want to remove some of their cards that in the deck I do like, but they're okay. Again, I'm going to keep a lot of inkables just to be ink. I'm going to keep the Beast just in case. Just because I don't want to get clogged with a bunch of uninkables in my hand. Alright, Steel. So they might be playing Beast Mirror, so maybe that's something you want to look out for. And again, I don't really like playing out Captain Hooks that early. unless I have to, unless I play, my opponent goes like Lilo or something like that. I'm just not playing out a Captain Hook. Let's draw the bell here. It was a little bit more compelling for me to keep the Captain Hooks before, and I just realized that my screen isn't showing the game very well. I apologize for that. All right, let me just fix this a little bit more. Whoopsies. I think I was adjusting it because that little gameplay issue there. All right, they played an Eric out. Sorry about that. All right, Prince Eric. I don't really seem to be doing much over there. I'm going to have a little sip of my coffee because it is early in the morning. Nice cold coffee. Okay, Steel Amber. Amber's the color I want to play probably the most, but I can't because Rapunzel's are so expensive. And I just haven't gotten a chance to get them. I'm going to smash the Ariel. Man, this card's name is going to cause so many problems. Smashing Ariel. And we're kind of at a standoff here. I know they have grab your sword in hand. So I can't develop too much to the board. Or they can kind of just take it out. Like, there's a Tinkerbell, sure. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to play Belle out here and play on a resource just because I feel like they're playing Whole New World as well. And they're fine here using these because what that means is that they get to then challenge into them. Which would be bad for me, but we'll have to deal. I think I'm going to just attack this anyway. Any chance you get to go up a card and take something else out is kind of nice. I'm going to ink the Beast. Because I'm hoping it doesn't come down to Beast Mirror game. I hope we draw a Whole New World sooner. Yeah, that's fine. What that actually does is let us potentially shift into a Tink and then take this out with the 2 extra damage because we'll get 1 from the effect from playing it and then so on and so forth. All right, Singing Be Our Guest, sure. That lets us just Tinkerbell this down, and then this will have 2 on it, then this Tinkerbell will have 1 on it, or this bell. So right now the board is in our favor for that exchange. Rapunzel, okay. Rapunzel makes a little bit of sense there. Aurora, okay. Yeah, I'm going to take out the, okay, let me just do this first. I think I need to hold the Let It Go to deal with a Tinkerbell of their own. What I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to play this and not quest. Now, the reason I'm not going to quest here is because if I attack with Belle here, it puts damage on this, right? And then it kills this. Then their Tinkerbell can attack into here, and then this Tinkerbell will have 3 damage on it for a potential second Rapunzel. And because I don't have Whole New World, I can't really kind of compete with that card advantage. Rapunzel is a huge deal. It is probably the best card in the game because not only is it healing and card advantage, but it's an extreme tempo swing. Tempo meaning how the table looks, whose advantage in play switches very dramatically when you play it because they just took a huge bit to trade into yours. And typically what that would mean is that they have some damage on it. It's easier to kind of come back. But when they get to remove that damage, it's kind of as though they played another character for free. Kind of fresh. So it's a huge swing there. Aurora is nice, but these 2 colors don't have much as far as targeting goes, except for Tinkerbell's trigger. I think I want to hold the Let It Go still, and I'm going to just Hades the Cerberus. Cerberus. I call it Cerberus because I think I'm partial from Severus Snape, but part of me will always just say Cerberus. So if you hear that, I apologize. Returning character. Oh, okay. I guess. Not too big of a fan of that card because it's uninkable. I feel like those are the kind of cards that would have been better as ink. All right, now I know they have 2 copies of Grab Your Sword, so I need to be a little bit more liberal with these. Oh, wow. Okay. That was a perfect time to draw there. And I'm going to use Hades to sing this out. Yeah, that was kind of great. Took out 2 copies of Grab Your Sword, which would kind of wreck me. Okay. So I can play another ink here. I can use the Crush to take care of this Tinkerbell. I can use 2 Fire the Cannons to take down Rapunzel or the Ariel. I think I do want to remove the Tinkerbell because I don't want them to be able to attack into my Hades and deal 2 damage to something. So getting this off the board is pretty important. And I can't really efficiently deal like 3 to here and then 2 Fire the Cannons to this. It's the same thing either which way. But I am going to probably do that. So, oh, not Develop Your Brain. I thought I had 2 Fire the Cannons. Why did I think I had 2? Because I think this was a Fire the Cannons is why I played that out. Okay. That being said, I'm still going to put 2 damage here. I'm going to ink this. And I'm going to sing this out here. See, as I said, we just kind of make use of these resources here. I guess I could play the Tinkerbell out first, but I kind of want to find this. I'm going to play the Tinkerbell out. As I saw, they used none of those cards. We used 5 of them, or 4 of them, I should say, because total doesn't really count in that regard. Now I'm looking for another Fire the Cannons here. Didn't find one. Found a lot of other stuff. Now let's see what they had to discard. I believe it's the bottom 7. So their hand was actually pretty poor, but that's okay. I am going to play one of these hooks out just to potentially play it out, although I do want it for ink with this hand being very heavy. But yeah, that's the power of Whole New World when you get to do it multiple times in the same turn and they don't get to use any of their resources. Sure, yeah. I'm probably going to lose some stuff here, but that's fine. We have enough gas to kind of come back, and they've already done that, yeah. Removing the damage from there. That was kind of the risk of doing that play, but they could have done that anyway with this attacking into something, or this attacking into Hades, same effect. But they're spending a lot of their ink to just deal with my board, which I don't really care about right now. Yep, there's Tink. So I'm going to ink this. Let's sing this out, I believe. Yes. And I'm just going to play. I can go to 11. This is questing for sure at this point. If I'm just playing this out or I'm singing out, is there a benefit to singing it? No, because I can't play 2 ink. If I could ink the Hades and could play 2 ink up to 12, I can go bell, bell, shift. But as it stands, I cannot, so I'm just going to play this out and not shift on top of the Tinkerbell I have currently. This takes out the Ariel. And I'm just going to hold these for now, and I don't mind these dying. They're not that important at this point. So let's quest away. I want to take out the Ariel because it's just a free 5 singer, and they don't have one of those out right now. Earlier in the game, before I started having Whole New World, I was a little bit worried about them Rapunzeling for advantage, but here I am not. The game has shifted to the point where that tempo swing does not matter anymore. So it's pretty important to note when certain cards matter and when to play around them and when not to. Earlier, I was trying to play around Rapunzel doing things, getting a huge swing, but once I started the Whole New World, I didn't care anymore. So kind of picking your moments there is a huge deal, and it looks like they're digging for something. They didn't find something off the Ariel, which that makes sense. The decks, they play Beer Guest. I guess he's also playing part of your world, so. Oh, they had enough there. Whole New World took quite the swing there and took over the game. Once we drew it, it was kind of done. It was at the perfect time, too, because they're about to double grab your sword there, which was kind of rough. Sorry if you can hear anything in the background there. I think my cats are trying to get in there. They don't like the green screen, so they will attack it if I let them in. So, but yeah, sorry about that. First game, the hand being a little hidden. I'll make a note of that in the description that the first game has its hand slightly hidden, but it is fixed. Or I might learn how to edit and edit it out. So if you are hearing me say this and don't know what I'm talking about, just ignore me. I'm going second here. It's a little bit of a slow hand. And again, I'm going to get rid of the Hades. I'm going to keep the Whole New World. And I'm going to dig a little bit, getting rid of this Aurora and this probably Smash. Because I have a Fishbone Quill. So I'm hoping not to hit any more uninkables here off this. Which, nice, we drew some early game. And we do have the Aurora into Whole New World game plan. Alright, let's go here with this. Invasive Mickey Mouse. That's a big card. As in high cost. Yeah, I think we are going to shift into Whole New World early against this type of deck. Although we are going second. If we're going first, I would definitely be on board with that plan. The reason I'm debating whether or not I'm going to shift into Aurora here into Whole New World is if I want to play the hook out. Because developing your brain doesn't do much if I'm going to just discard my hand and draw 7. Whereas playing the hook out gives me extra character in play. So I kind of have to decide now if I'm on the Aurora Shift Whole New World plan, or if I'm on the Fishbone Quill into Tinkerbell, then Whole New World plan. And I think they showed us Brave Little Tailor, which means they're likely playing an expensive base deck, and I kind of want to play the Aurora out as soon as I can, the Whole New World I should say. But Fishbone Quill is really powerful, and I'm just going to play for that a little bit. I don't think I'll need a second Quill. So, and I might want a second Tinkerbell. It's close. We'll see. Alright, Steel Ruby. I like Steel Ruby. It's the deck I have built right now. Is a Steel Ruby deck, which is nice. Right, I'm gonna just gonna ink the Tink. Ink the Tink is something I'm sure I'll hear, because I might want to play the hook off of the Quill. So we'll see. I can go Quill into Tinkerbell, then Aurora plus Whole New World. That sounds appealing. But we'll see again what they do. So far, it looks like the, as far as decks are going to be played out, I think a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you're copying so-and-so's deck, or you're copying whatever deck. That's not going to be the case, because the card pool is so small, people aren't really going to get a chance to diversify what they're playing as much as we would like to do in card games. So a lot of cards are just going to overlap. If you see a color pair, you're going to see a lot of the same cards that you would play if you played the same color pair, because there just aren't that many cards to play with. I believe we're getting a new set in November, and if we do, that could be the case where we start to see a lot different types of decks being played. But for right now, people are going to be playing a lot of the same cards. So I'm going to ink the Quill. I'm going to ink the small Tink, and just play big Tink. I think I might take one more turn off and just play the Aurora out instead of Whole New Worlding, depending on what I draw here, and what they play as well. So they can't quest with Eric, they can quest with Pongo. I haven't seen too many Pongos, although I think it's close to being good enough, because I do think that the green Tinkerbell the Emerald Tinkerbell is playable, the one that gives evasive for a turn, which isn't much different. Oh, they Whole New World for us for 5. I'm a big proponent of not Whole New Worlding for 5 costs. It's just so much to do it. I almost always wait to try and sing it if I can. Maybe they didn't have anything else going on, and that's just what they wanted to do, but Whole New Worlding against someone who's got a Quill out is kind of rough, because they get to just do so much more things. So what are we doing here? I could take this out, but I think I'd rather develop a bit more, and I have up to 8 ink to use, so how's the best way to do that? I could go second Aurora into Tinkerbell. That sounds pretty promising. I could play a small Tink and smash the Pongo and play Aurora out. That's also pretty good. But I think this is going to be questing, and I think I'm going to hold the second Tinkerbell in case they Maui it, so that it finishes off with Maui. So let's do that, and I'm going to go against the fact that we're going to need Beast. I don't think we're going to this game. I think Prince Eric might be a little bit too slow, or the second Quill is probably not going to be good. So let's just play our hand out here. And yeah, I'm just going to stop a little bit of questing here, rather than play Prince Eric out. Mr. Bold or Dashing and Brave, I thought it would be Bold and Brave, but that's probably for Brave itself, for Marigold. That's her name, right? Marigold? I believe it is. Yeah, there's the Maui that we were okay with because we have this other Tinkerbell. Typically, I hate that exchange. It's really poor for Tinkerbell. It's one of the reasons Maui is so good, because it does allow that exchange to happen. But we have a second Tink, so we're fine. I don't really want to trade this Aurora off for any of these things right now, so I'm just probably going to take this turn to... I can quest with this Tinkerbell, or I can draw and discard. I might want to do that, actually. Yeah, I'm going to discard this Eric, play another Aurora out. Just cast this forward out. There's also a good decision point in a lot of games where you're going to just like realize that you should be playing this out instead of trying to shift onto it, especially with high resource games. I'm just going to pass. I don't want this exchange to happen here for any of my Auroras. Typically, it'd be something to consider if they could grab your sword here, and they can. It's not too devastating for me, so I'm not the most worried about it. They would essentially just reset the board. They would, yeah, okay, that's fine. They would take these two out and trade one of these for this Tinkerbell, and I still have a Tinkerbell versus one of their cards, which is okay. It's not the greatest for me, but I'm surprised they did that. Took out two Auroras instead of taking out the Tinkerbell. Okay. All right, well, we're in that kind of gameplay there where I'm just going to try and find something bigger, and that's not it. I don't want to quest with the Tink. I don't want to give them more ink. Although, I have a feeling they're going to play in a whole new world out here. Now, giving them another ink is poor in that scenario, but I'm not... I'd rather have the Hades in play. I'd rather start questing with Hades, actually. That's me really why I'm playing it out. And it lets me, if I draw a whole new world, sing it, and then still have Tinkerbell up. So that's mostly why I'm playing out the Hades there, even though I'm giving them ink. Maui, sure. He has to trade in here, then I get to smash it. Alternatively, I could attack with the Tinkerbell into the Maui and then deal 2 to an Eric, but I don't really want to do that. I'd rather keep Tink in play. Just kind of holding everything off right now. Alright, let's quest here. They can trade both those things, but I'm kind of okay with that. Then the Tinkerbell gets to start questing. I'll play an Eric out. I don't want to play all my ink out because I might want to just ink it and then whole new world, in which case I'd rather have the ability to play another 5 cost out with Fishbone Quill. Ooh, big Taylor Mickey Mouse. That's rough. Yeah, that's rough. Nice. All right, let's play this one out. Quest here, and yeah, I can't challenge that, so that's a little rough. I can quest here because it just trades. All right, I think I have to play everything out here. That accelerates the gameplay here pretty heavily. Makes me kind of have to take actions more so than just kind of waiting around, which is neat. I like it. Yeah, that's a lot of lore. It's kind of like our bell wrapped into one card. Yeah, see, trades are fine. I'm okay with trades. I'm not okay with anything else. They're just all evasive here. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to just quest with everything. I think even this, yeah. That sets up lethal. So they have to do some kind of exchange here. And even if they attack both things in, I'm one away, I guess. Sure. If they take out the... well, they can't take both out. They could take out this with Brave Little Tailor, then this doesn't get to kill anything. This takes out here, this hits here. So I'm still presenting lethal, and they can only target the Aurora. So we might have just ended the game. That Tinkerbell was pretty good dealing with the Eric. I think that was the 3rd big Tink. Really gotta make sure I situate the video next time properly for the first game. They only have a couple cards left. Okay, there's the grab your sword. They have 2 cards in hand left. Double grab your sword. Uh-oh. Alright. Still doesn't kill anything, and they're still dead. And they probably should have sung that one out, I would say. Because now they have no ink left over to work with after doing that. I guess it's a bug, right? They have 3. It's a bug where it shows depleted ink. They still have 3 to work with because they sung 2 things out. Singing will appear to take things out here, but it doesn't actually do it. But no, nice little game there. All right, we're going to do one more, just because that first game kind of got a little sloppy with the hand being hidden. So let's play a 4th one, just so you can see the 4th gameplay. And again, if I figured out how to edit it out, ignore what I'm saying. The first game I was playing, I didn't have the set to where you could see my hand, so probably hearing me talk about plays that you can't actually tell what's going on. Going second here, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the uninkables. It's quite a lot of them. I'm still not certain how the mulligan system works here, is if you just take your cards to your hand, put them on the bottom, and then start the game, or if you put them to the side, draw new cards and then shuffle. I forget. I don't know how it works. Ooh, okay, an emerald deck. Let's try and find maybe an Aurora 5. We have one of those, or a whole new world, I guess. This isn't gonna do much against emerald, I don't believe. Or maybe, yeah. I'm gonna take the fire the cannons. Flynn is a little annoying, and I could do it. I can go Aurora on turn 2, on turn 3, Fishbone Quill, ink something, kill the Flynn. Is what I'm guessing is gonna happen here. Gotta watch out for sudden chill. There's Flynn, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna play the Aurora out here to set up the shift. So Eric's gonna be inked because I think the smash might come in handy. Now they're trying to, it looks like, empty my hand, though we've only seen emeralds so far. They've inked 2 emerald cards, played an emerald card. Mickey Mouse. Okay, emerald sapphire. I've been wanting to try a deck like this out with emerald sapphire in it, but haven't quite figured it out. Who knows? I'm gonna play this out, and I think my game plan is gonna shift from being too cautious about Flynn and just eventually dealing with it with a grab your sword. So I'm getting rid of this fire the cannons here. I'm not under a lot of pressure. Let's do the Aurora, actually. The reason being is once you have 2 in play, you can't target anything, and that turns off a card like Cusco because they can't choose your character to be banished, so you can actually just attack freely into it. Granted, you can attack it and then finish it off with like a grab your sword. That's the primary way I've seen it being dealt with. But yeah. Mad Hatter, okay. That one's a little annoying. All right, there's another Aurora. Let's stop with that. So I can I don't have quite enough to do it. I need one more card in general. I was thinking about if I can shift Aurora, use that Aurora to sing Let It Go and play Smash, but I would have to ink the other Aurora, and I don't want to do that. As it stands, I'm just going to play the Aurora out, and that's it. I'm not going to do anything with this turn. It's a little bit slow, but I think it's fine. And I'm going to try and kill the Flynn the following turn when I have no cards in hand with an attack from the small Aurora. These things both being 2 lore questers is pretty big. I'm uncertain as to why the 4-drop one is 1, right? I believe it's only a one quester, but I don't know. All right, there's a bell, something special. Make me discard card. All right, let's get rid of the smash. I don't really like the discard there, just because Flynn's going to make me discard, and the less cards I have, the easier it is for me to kill this. Yeah, so let's just... I'd probably just use the quill, because then they won't know what I'm doing. Play this Aurora out. Sing this. You have to choose the one you're singing with, and then choose what you're going to sing into. And this is going to go there. I don't have any cards to discard, so yeah. I don't like the sudden chill there. Although I could have gotten around it with quill, so I guess it's fine. Sure, it's fine with me. 2 Auroras protecting each other. Pretty nice. Maleficent, that's nice. Oh yeah, Tinkerbell's fine. Yeah, let's just quest with both these. They're ahead on that race by a lot, but I think we have more potent draws. Just being in, you know, a whole new world and stuff. They have a lot of, essentially, I'm assuming they're playing Cusco as well. Oh, Meg's great. Look at that. Meg just showing how insane it is. Just allowing Maleficent to take out Aurora, kind of the nightmare there. And another Maleficent. Oof. Yeah, I'm in trouble. And, of course, we're 1 off from that. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I'm going to have to draw with this. I have to keep the Hades, I think. This has to take this out, and then they're going to use both these to trade in, but that's fine. I'm really worried about them just discarding this card. If they do, I probably am just dead, because I can't get to the 7th resource there. Yep. Are they going to take out the Tinkerbell? Yeah, it looks like they're going to. Okay, that's, I think, good for me. That's 3 less lore I have to worry about. And I had to just trade a Tink to do that, so that was pretty okay. All right. Give them less information. we could use something big here. Granted, the whole new world is not great unless I draw it right now. Oh, they're on Hades. Hades is so good. Hades is just gross. Eggs. Yeah, I'll play it out because it kills the cat, but I don't like killing cats. All right. Too much. Stop. There, it's a little late for this, I think. I can play a 5. I have to be able to kill this off here. No, I didn't draw a... I need to draw a crush to... I need to draw multiple things here I couldn't really do. I need to draw like 2 fire the cannons and a crush. Develop? No. Okay. And we're done here. We're too much lore. That was a good game. They had a lot of really cool stuff going on. I like what they're doing. I think that, unfortunately, I think Hades right now is a staple of pretty much every Emerald deck, or every Sapphire deck, just because of how powerful the swings can be. Being able to play something out that is a huge quester, and also like swings the board in your favor is huge. Even in the more aggressively slanted decks, like the one we just saw, where we saw Maleficent, the 5-cost 3/6/3 lore one, come down, pair with Meg, which I've called since the first day being one of the best cards to play with. Huge tempo swings there, but I do like the deck. I like a lot of what's going on here. Maybe a couple Beast Mirror over the Beast, as we saw a lot of those games. I was kind of just petering out. I maybe would cut the 2 Beasts, and maybe develop your brain. I don't really need to develop your brain too often, and a Beast Mirror would be nice. So maybe you just shave on those because they're kind of throwaways. They're okay at finding certain things like Clone World, but if you have a backup plan of Beast Mirror, it might just be better to play Beast Mirror over a couple develops and the 5-cost Beasts. So I do like the 5-cost Beasts. So maybe just develop goes for Beast Mirror, and that's what we do with it. But thanks again for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, apologies for the first game if you didn't, if I didn't edit it out or not, but I might not have because I'm busy at work. But thanks again for watching, everyone. I will see you all for another gameplay shortly. I'm going to do another one later today, so hopefully I'll post that one up today or tomorrow as well, which today is Friday the 25th. But thanks again for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you next time.